We go to the grave, but your grave is worms and our grave is the holy place.
Yeah. This one's right here. Dedicated to the ones who ain't afraid. A commitment. Yeah. I've been away for a minute, but my Nessa came back. All them breaks I've been putting in just got me off track. But I'm here now, and your boy has been in love while I'm here now. Yeah, listen to this song. It's okay just to have one bae and have her take your name. And I know that they display things against my say. There's nothing good about having bunch of hoes. It must be how we're treating them, cause tricking's all they know. Have you ever read, don't whore out my daughters? That commandment came from the one and only Father. What if that was your seed? You don't want her to end up with a man like thee. That's why I repented. That's why I said I'll do. Take her to love and cherish, and we will build my own in marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage. They go together like horse and carriage, love and marriage. Yeah, my brother, you can't have one without having the other. Yo, I never thought that I'd see this day. When I choose love, put it on display. Game over for the pimp, now it's his play. Shout out to my sensei. No longer gonna do what the sensei. Cause I be looking like a coon on a Wednesday. Going back to my sin, coon on my big face. I don't really know about you, my essay. But I remember reading Choose Ye this day. And I choose his word over he says. And then suffer consequences like the song say. Judgment day, judgment day. You get it? I got one wife and to her I'm committed. I vow my life to this word and I live it. I signed in blood, it's too legit to quit it. She give me my respect, no more talking back. Monologue, dressing like a princess, got it off on Pinterest catalog. Taking care of business, cooking in the kitchen, on. And try not to interrupt while I write the song.
Yeah, right.
I love her. I chose her cause she remind me of my mother. A strong black woman, no other. We be laughing all day cause we living in color. Shit. That's why I said I'll do. Take her to love and cherish, and we will build my own in marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage. They go together like horse and carriage, love and marriage. Yeah, my brother, you can't have one without having the other.
If you're looking for the real passion, the devil ain't gonna tell you what God told you. You're in the wrong place, right? Come on, what? Let's read. God has not given us the spirit of fear. Come on,
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
No, not me.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Cause I walk in the spirit of a Hebrew.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
No, not me.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Cause I walk in the spirit of a Hebrew.
Don't trip, got scripts. True prophets keep the laws at their lips. Never been a weenie cause my daddy's blood thick. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah, I'm on swole cause my path stay lit. Eyes on the prize, call it kingdom focus. Letting go of more the thoughts cause these emotions get you ripped. I ain't holding on to nothing, this my job to represent. I ain't never been the one to run from a battle. Prophets of the Lord, we get active. Come against the camp, yeah, you demons like to tag us. So you hear that eyes up, stand strong and get at you. Must have lost your mind, try to stand against me. Serving of Yahweh, yeah, our power and the king. Seeker of the kingdom and the need of better things. Don't worry about me, cause in Christ I ain't weak and I'll never be. I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
No, not me.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Cause I walk in the spirit of a Hebrew.
I be prophesying, bringing out them scriptures on the preachers that be lying. Never been weak, always been a lion. Got the heart of a disciple in the boots of a giant. I ain't never been weak or sweet. Teaching in the streets in the belly of the beast. Teeth white like milk, skin dark like me. You should have known that Christ was the king. Light shining like bling. When you hear that church bell ring, your pastor getting ties like money ain't a thing. He teach smooth words soft like mink. Eat a lot of swine so you know his breath stink. Our people walking up strong with them demons on. I pull a scripture, cut a Christian till them demons gone. Esau the devil ain't nothing we agree upon. I ain't never been weak, I'ma stand strong.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
No, not me.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Cause I walk in the spirit of a Hebrew. I ain't never been. I ain't an Israelite because the color of my skin. Yeah, them prophets back, we done rose up again. Here to set the record straight for them dudes who pretend high. Yeah, they think they holy. Ask them for a scripture in the Bible, they can't show me. But they be the first ones talking about Christ ain't kept a law in their life. Yeah, them dudes, yeah, they phony, yeah, the laws we teach. Don't be confused by the way that we speak. Yeah, the Most High sent his words to the meek. Nehemiah 13, see them dudes think we weak, Think we weak in these streets, I ain't never been. Waiting on the kingdom that will never end. Yeah, the Most High gon' bring us to the promised land and end all that suffering.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
No, not me.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Cause I walk in the spirit of a Hebrew.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
No, not me.
I ain't never been a weak Jew. I ain't never ever been a weak Jew.
I ain't never been.
I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Cause I walk in the spirit of a Hebrew.
The Most High God has sent a prophet unto you. How else will to bring this back? And I don't read that, brother. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 11. Let's go. And go. Give me the help of the captive. Who are they in the captivity? It's you black. You Hispanic and empathetic. God has no pity. The Israelites are here. Come on and speak unto them and tell them, thus says the Lord God. Whether they will hear or whether they will bring it up. We are Israel united in Christ. And we're going to give you this word. Preach the gospel because God commanded us to. That's whether you will hear or forbear.
Yeah. Oh, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, yeah, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, you the same one that says they'll never hate. Now you tryna leave, you tryna separate, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh, why are you so deceitful? You're trying to trip up the people. You can't control your ways, but you complain all the day long. You're doing things not convenient.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. It's Officer Lemuel, and y'all are tuned into In the Scripts
Reloaded.
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 Reloaded. All praise to the Most High. Who I got on my right and my left?
Outside Rome.
Officer Yakub.
Officer Shamar.
All praise to the Cap is out. If I keep my mic on. Cap is out handling business. Officer Yahalom, we're gonna miss him. He took his wife to make sure she was taken care of and getting the family together. So all praise to the Most High for that. Sending up the prayers for Officer Yahalom and his wife.
Yes, sir.
And his family. All right.
Always.
But I'm back.
That's
I'm
right.
back
That's
for
right.
another
That's
week,
right.
man. I know it's been about 2 years. But all praise to the Most High. I make a guest appearance every now and again.
Yeah.
Y'all don't need me up here, man. It's already enough. It's
no.
already enough spiritual brothers. It's already enough spiritual power and fire up here, man. Y'all don't need me, man. You just come in,
Ambassador,
get my
that's all
little
that
2
is.
cents and then go home. That's it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right. He a little ambassador. Modest traveling. That's a modest guy right
Yeah,
there.
that's nice. Yeah, I like that modesty. That's
A
nice.
modest
That's
traveling
nice.
guy. The next captain.
Yeah, man. I was able to move some stuff around, Cap asked me, and I was able to move some stuff around, move
praises.
a meeting here or there, so I'm glad I was able to make it out.
Yes,
for
sir.
Another week.
Oh, praise.
Hey, officer, congratulations on your baby girl.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. New spirit back in the earth, man.
That's
Little Layla Ariel Israel.
All praise.
Now she's 2 weeks old. Big as I don't know what. She came out 9 pounds. So she, bruh.
That means we know babies.
Yeah. When the midwives, when they, because she was like 2 weeks late, which my first one was 2 weeks late too, JL, but she came out a normal 6 point whatever pounds.
Right.
But Layla, man, she came out with a passport and a driver's license, all this stuff. Man.
Prepared.
Dag, man. The midwives was like, I don't know how the hell you did that.
Right.
You did that because shoot, 9 pounds. That's. And she was 9.1, something like that. So like 9.1.
Yeah, that's a
something.
big baby.
Yeah,
man.
especially for a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
she
big
came
baby.
out healthy. And
Oh,
then like
great,
2
great.
days later, we ended up having to take her to the hospital because she hadn't urinated. And so we took her to the hospital, Cook's Children. We was there for like 6, this was last Friday. So we was there for like 5.5, 6 hours, something like that. So, we spent the going into the Sabbath in the hospital. They doing blood work. They tested urine because she had a bladder full. They did a sonogram on her kidneys and her bladder. Everything came back normal, man. All praise to the Most High, man.
That's right.
Everything. So it was good. I'm good with it. They doing all the testing or whatever, So we able to see, that everything was good. Everything
Right.
checked out. So all praise to the Most High.
What was she doing? Just holding it? She like
Just
"Nah, I
holding
ain't
it in,
ready
man.
yet."
She's just being lazy.
Yeah, right.
Just being lazy. Just being a baby. She,
Wow.
because when I tell you, by the time we got to the house and overnight or whatever, diaper full.
Yeah, right.
Diaper
right,
full, like
right.
like we wasn't just sitting in the hospital
right,
for 6
right,
hours because you hadn't did nothing.
Wow.
But
It was processing or something like that.
she
It was
just she
processing.
was still processing. I don't know, buffering or whatever. I don't know, doing what babies do.
Hey,
man.
such is the plight with daughters.
That's it.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
got a house full of girls,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Got a house full of girls. I'm trying to get like Officer Hezekiah one day, man.
Man.
With
Oh,
a
man.
house full of-
Ah.
Better grab that shotgun.
No, I'll be at Academy next week. That'll be
right,
next week's
right.
check. I'll be at
Right,
Academy
right.
for that.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
praises.
yeah. I'm gonna get that taken care of. I got you.
All
I got you.
praises.
Yeah, I
Yes,
follow
sir.
counsel. I follow counsel.
There you go.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
So, what we got on the docket today, man? What y'all got?
On the docket today is Cursed in the City. In light of everything that's going on, man, all of these topics is things that we could do every day, all day, every week, all week. But we find, the particular ones to break them down in particular topics. So this one is going to be Cursed in the City.
Cursed in the city.
Cursed in the City. So we'll start off with this first one. And this is the root. And the funny thing about the root is the way that they write, man, is funny. But they hit the point with some satire in it. Florida white supremacists arrested for plot to shoot up Walmart. FBI still fixated on black identity extremists. I want to look at that picture. The picture
He looked
tells
like
you
a
everything.
damn redneck
Oh man,
baby molesting.
all of them. The one that just got done raping the other one.
Right.
Yeah, he looked like he just did all of that crime.
Right.
But he'll still go and get him a good corporate job somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
off in the
man.
background, behind the curtain, he raping freaking
Oh,
10-year-olds.
man. Right.
That's what he looked like.
He took to Burger King after he just killed 25 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked like he'll shoot up a mall or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm
that
gonna
was
get
his-
off
He
anyway.
looked like a damn terrorist, man.
And how is it that he's not beat up? Given that just a few days earlier, a Walmart was shot up, then a club was shot up. So then he threatens to shoot up another Walmart. Yet his mugshot, he looks,
Looked like he posing for a Crazy Gap or something.
right, yeah. That's what it looked like. Crazy Gap.
It's a Crazy Gap.
That's a Crazy Gap ad. Right. All right, bring that down. Let's read it. Florida cops arrested a 26-year-old man Friday after he threatened to shoot up a Walmart. An instant callback to the mass shooting in El Paso, Texas last week that claimed 22 lives. As ABC News reports, Florida Department of Law Enforcement officials say Richard Clayton posted on his Facebook account on August the 6th, 3 more days of probation. 3 more days of probation left, then I get my AR-15 back. Don't go to Walmart next week.
Damn.
Hold up. He's saying that once he get out of this, he get his AR-15 back. So, and he threatened for everybody not to go to Walmart.
Don't go to Walmart.
And posted that on Facebook.
And he posted it.
Yes.
And I bet he still get his AR-15 back.
Get his AR-15 back. Right.
Wow.
He on probation, saying, hey, I got 3 days left on paper. When I get done, they're going to give me my gun back and it's on.
So that's not like an
Man.
premeditated act of terrorism or anything like that, or
That's, I mean, it sounds good to me. I don't know I don't know the rule book, but that sounds good to me, though.
Man, it's just the arrogancy of these people, man.
Right,
That's
right.
very arrogant. They very cocky. They like, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna do it,
Right.
and ain't nothing nobody can do about it, because I'm a white American.
Right.
that's what it says in Obadiah, man. It says that this man right here, his pride has deceived him. His pride in his heart has deceived him. You know, so this is his world. He can do whatever he wants to, and he believes that he's gonna get away with it.
Right.
The Lord says your pride in your heart has deceived you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, scroll down. Last week's shooting in El Paso, which took place at a Walmart, was done with an AR-15. Dang. And while Clayton wasn't actually on probation at the time, he posted the threat. Officials say he appears to believe in the white supremacist ideology and has a history of posting threats on Facebook using fictitious accounts. He's at least the second white supremacist this week to be arrested for plotting a mass shooting. Officials arrested a 23-year-old from Las Vegas last Thursday for allegedly planning to firebomb a synagogue, ABC News reports. The suspect had disclosed neo-Nazi and white supremacist beliefs in online conversations with an undercover FBI agent. And they say these ain't the terrorists.
Wait, scroll back up on that paragraph. He's at least the second white supremacist this week to be arrested for plotting a mass shooting. I wonder how much time he got, whoever got arrested before, because it was a brother. I don't know if you ever watched it, but just go to YouTube on Vice. There's this brother that got his house knocked in by the SWAT team,
Right.
and they locked him up for. He wasn't talking about shooting nobody, killing nobody at no damn Walmart, and shooting up no Walmart. It wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah.
But he got his house damn near blew up, and he got dragged out for less than this.
Right.
Boy.
Right.
Boy,
No
boy,
threat.
boy.
That was the guy from here in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
He was
yeah,
the
because it
first
was
one.
right after that. And yeah, he's here in Dallas. I forget his name. He wears the whatever that hat is.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his face. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, yeah.
But just go to YouTube and go to Vice and just type in black identity extremists and you'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right.
they got him labeled
Yep.
BIE.
Yeah, and they his came through social media monitoring.
Yes.
Yes, his came
Yep.
through social media monitoring as well. Yep, same thing.
But he never shot up a Walmart or anything.
Hell no.
No,
Nope.
none of that. Never threatened to do anything.
No.
Nope.
But he got his house blew up and he got dragged out, handcuffed.
And he spent almost a year in jail, didn't he? Well, maybe 7 to 9 months.
It was like 8 months or something.
8 months,
like that.
yeah. Nah. It's crazy. Despite growing acknowledgement among the American public that white supremacists pose a substantial domestic terror threat, and an existential threat to the future of American democracy, leaked FBI documents from 2018 show skewed priorities and incorrect projections. The Bureau labeled black identity extremists and animal rights activists as top terrorist threats.
You serious? We on the same level as some damn, what did they say? Animal rights
Animal
activists?
rights activists. I thought they loved animals.
So they worried about animals being terrorized.
Mm-hmm.
They were.
Yeah, but not Ishmael. Ishmael, I like boy. No, not him.
I
Damn.
I like boy. No, he's fine.
Right.
He's fine. He's not a threat. Not at all.
So we at the top of the list. 97. Matter of fact, I was just in a meeting today at work, and it was an hour-long meeting by the Plano Police Department, and it was about what they call active. I forget what the seminar was about, but it was about active shooters. 97% male. I want to say it was like 90% or something like that. Caucasian males.
Wow.
And they said that the FBI they track all this very, they monitor it very closely. So the FBI they know who the real terrorists are.
Right.
That's how you know, amongst other things,
Wow.
that Esau is the damn devil the Bible speaks of.
That's
Because there's no way you putting us at the top of the list of extremism
Right.
when you have your own statistics that I heard from the department head he's been in the force 22 years.
Right.
And that's all he does is he deals with active shootings and stuff like that, whatever he called it. They have the statistics to know who the terrorists are.
Who they should be watching.
We ain't worried about them though. We worried about them niggas and the animal rights
Animal
activists.
rights.
Because we got to protect the animals.
Got to.
We got to make sure the
Wow.
animals are protected.
Right. Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. Hey, let's in light of that, can we go out of this real quick? There was something all the way at the bottom. This is a list of mass shootings in America in 2019 so far.
Damn, just in 1 year? Oh.
Just in this year.
Oh.
Watch this. This is a list of mass shootings in the United States that have occurred in 2019. Mass shootings are incidents involving multiple victims of firearm-related violence. The precise inclusion criteria are disputed, and there is no broadly accepted definition. All right, so let's go down. I think it's the third. Yeah, right there. As of July 31st, 2019, 248 mass shootings have occurred in 2019 that fit the inclusion criteria of this article. So if 90% of that
90% of that is Caucasian males.
90% of that is Caucasian
I don't even know what
males.
the hell the other 10% is. I don't know if they throwing gangs in there, gang shootings, whatever
Right.
the case is, shooting clubs up and crap. But 90% of that 248 is Caucasian males.
right.
And those statistics is from the FBI.
Right.
It ain't just the Britannica or whatever. That's FBI documentation.
Wow. All right, so let's go back out of this. So this is just the proof, like you said, that they know where the issue is, but they what does it say in Wisdom of Solomon 2, where it says, "Let us live." Basically, they want to live fat off of it and just take advantage of the opportunity that they have right now. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Start at verse number 10. If somebody will get that for me.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor, righteous man.
So let us oppress. Now, this is the wicked that's speaking in this. They're saying, let us oppress the poor, righteous man. Who is righteous? Those that are keeping the commandments of God. Right. Those who God gave the commandments to, because he didn't give them to everybody, right? So let us suppress the poor, righteous man. Read.
Let us not spare the widow.
Because they're not sparing our widows. Read.
Nor reverse the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Nor are they reverencing or showing any respect to the elders of our community. Keep reading.
Let our strength be the law of justice.
Let their strength be what?
The law of justice.
They said, let their strength be the law of justice, meaning the laws that they put in place for themselves to govern and rule this world by. Their strength is in the laws that they created, not by the Bible. Keep reading.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Because they don't look at us like we worth nothing. They don't look at us like we worth nothing. So the statistics on them, it don't fit them. That's good justice on their behalf. But for everybody else, that's poor justice. And they do it all by law. By law.
Man.
Right.
So in fact, they hate to admit about domestic terrorism because it identifies their people as terrorists. So they avoid that at all costs.
Right.
Even when they know they even have the statistics. We reading it right now.
Right.
But they don't want to admit it.
No, because that admits that admits guilt. That admits, you know what? Damn, we are crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Damn, we are the problem.
Yeah.
Dang, they ain't trying to do that.
Right.
They too prideful of a people to do that. They're not doing that.
All right, let's go out of this. We'll go to that next story.
And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, they have all these. You know how the Most High blessed them with the art of war. You know that's their MO. And the thing is, you know, they pass out the AKs and all that stuff to Esau like freaking hotcakes. I'm sure it's a lot easier for them to get whatever kind of weapon it is that they want as opposed to us. That's number one. Number two, I've seen videos on YouTube and Facebook when I had it where they got their kids trained up. It was a young girl. She had a pink gun. She couldn't have been but 10 years old or something like that. She moving like it's a damn movie.
Right.
Like she going and ducking behind trees and I'm like, what the hell is it? A young Edomite girl, 10 years old.
Wow.
You would think this little Becky Sue, milk white teeth, blue eyes, long blonde, leprous head, and just as pure as she could be, pure as freaking milk. And you wouldn't suspect. But with all these mass shootings and 90% of them being Edomites, listen, never trust your enemy. I don't give a damn how ice cold blue their eyes are, how green their eyes are, whatever the case is. These is cold-blooded, bred, built up killers.
That's right.
These are killing machines.
That's
like, and I'm thinking about Terminator. All the Terminators, they all come off with different. They come out with different versions. You know, every year, whatever the case is, every movie come out, it's a different version of the same robot, and that's the same thing that these damn devils are, man. They roll off the assembly line.
That's right.
Without a brain, they're just programmed for war. They just programmed to fight. They programmed to kill. That's it.
Right.
Becky, Brenda, Bonnie, all of them, they built and bred to kill. They are stone cold killers. That's it.
Right.
bring that scripture out, officer, that you mentioned. Let's go to Sirach 12 and 10.
Yes, sir.
Because our people got to understand this. I know we went to school with them, we worked with them, but God said never trust them.
That's
and we're going to read the scripture now. Somebody read that for me.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
God said never trust thy enemy. He said never. Don't do it. He said never. Read on.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So if you leave that iron out in the rain, sooner or later that iron is going to rust.
That's right.
That's for sure.
That's
and
right.
he said, just as they're wicked, they're going to cross you. They're going to do something evil to you. They're going to do something to let you know that you should have listened to God in the first place when he said, never trust thy enemy.
That's right.
It's sure enough for us. So, hey, we got to come back to our God because this Bible tells us how we're supposed to move in these latter days. So we implore all you people who doesn't know you're Israel or now you're coming into the truth, you need to get with a congregation. Now is the time to start congregating and learning about the Bible and see what the Most High God has telling us what we need to do in these last days.
That's right. That's right.
Right, just like it says in Genesis 25 and 27. It talks about Esau being a cunning hunter. You know, I mean, this is what they are bred to do. They are meant to hunt men's souls. I mean, look at the things that they did to us in slavery. It's the same thing.
Right.
You know, they know the things that we like. That's why they put it around us. They put evil around us. You know, so it keeps their it keeps their world going. It keeps their kingdom going.
Right.
You know, because it was built on wickedness.
Right.
Because it was straight up built on wickedness. You know, and the scripture says, woe unto them, you know,
That's right.
that call good wickedness and wickedness good. You know, Isaiah 5 and 20. You know, so they are bred to do wickedness. You know,
right.
They are bred to do wickedness. You know, as the brothers are bringing out, they can't help it. I mean, they were born to disrupt. They were born to corrupt. All right, and there's no befriending them.
Right.
I'm going to give you a scripture. I'm going to back you up, officer, on that. Give me Habakkuk 2 and 4. Because the Most High made them, so if he made them, he know exactly who they are and what they're capable of,
right.
and why he made them.
Right.
Reason why he made all these people around Israel is to prove us. You know what I'm saying? And so now we got to get right. That's right. Read that for me.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is...
God said, behold, his soul, his deeper into his soul, his inner heart, his mind, his soul. Read on.
Which is lifted up.
Because the soul is lifted up because they don't think can't nothing happen to them. Because they got nuclear bombs. They got AK-47s. They got ride pumps.
They got white privilege.
They got white privilege.
They can be Jesus and God and Christ and angels and everybody looks at them. Yeah, the last samurai and everything else.
Yep.
And they got free access to be the terrorists on the earth.
Read on.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
God said they ain't right. God say they ain't right.
That's
Man,
right.
I just don't understand why people don't come back. This is not a white man's book. This is a book for the Israelites, to the Israelites, and by the Israelites.
That's right.
So we need to come back in these last days. I don't know how many times y'all can see them brothers out there in the streets in that purple and don't listen to them. It's time y'all start taking heed. The time is now.
That's right.
Yo, you got some?
So that's the perfect segue into the next story because Northern Kingdom, our Northern Kingdom, man, they straight hair and light skin does not save you, Northern Kingdom.
Hey, they getting it now. It ain't funny, but
Right,
they getting it
right.
now.
Straight hair and fair skin does not save you, Northern Kingdom.
Speckled bird, man.
ICE raids. 300 people released amid outrage over Mississippi arrest. So this is dealing with that raid that happened in Mississippi where, what was it, 600 and some change of Northern Kingdom were taken away. And so 3 of them have actually been released since that happened or whatever. So I found the follow-up story on it.
So out of how many?
Out of 600 and I want to say it was like 630, something like that.
Right here, nearly 700.
Nearly 700. Okay. U.S. immigration officials say they have temporarily released about 300 people who were arrested in a massive raid in Mississippi on Wednesday. Democrats and rights groups have condemned the arrests as cruel. Nearly 700 workers from 7 agricultural processing plants were arrested for allegedly not having proper documentation to be in the U.S. Pictures emerged of children crying after being separated from their parents. Officials say they took steps to ensure any children were properly cared for.
That's BS.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
CPS.
What did they lose? 1,500 of them at the border at that time?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
And said
about.
that they knew that many of them had gone into
Had been sex trafficked.
sex traffic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, think
yeah.
about that. And the guy just was found dead in his cell, that billionaire.
Yeah, Jeffrey
Oh, man.
Epstein.
Epstein.
Jeffrey the Devil Epstein.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a show in itself.
Man, that's crazy.
That's a show in itself.
So, hey, man, these folks, the Most High say they souls ain't up right, man.
Right. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is what ICE means, said approximately 680 removable aliens had been detained during the operation, which saw agents arriving in buses to question and arrest workers at the plants. President Trump had announced an immigration crackdown in June, saying millions of illegal aliens who had found their way into the U.S. would be removed.
He just followed. I just saw this on CNN while I was at work because that's all they got playing in the office. And I didn't get a chance to read it, but I'm gonna pull it up. But he's serious about that.
Right.
So
Millions?
he said that he's about to set something in place to where it'll be very limited immigration. And I got to get the details. I'm gonna look it up in a minute.
Some immigration
But
reform,
he,
huh?
Yeah, he finna do some more immigration reform.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. They were placed into proceedings before the federal immigration courts and will have their day in court at a later date, he said in an emailed statement. Those who were not released will be moved to an ICE detention facility and held there, Mr. Cox said. About 30 of the people detained were released on humanitarian grounds, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Mississippi said. Mr. Cox said those arrested were asked if they had any dependents needing care or if they had any children at school who needed to be picked up. They were given access to phones at the processing site to make arrangements to care for their children. He said those with child care issues were expeditiously processed and returned. What's the state of illegal immigration in the U.S.? Those are just links. In response to critics who called the raids cruel and harmful, the workers' children, Mr. Cox said the agency had directed 2 Homeland Security Investigations employees to notify schools of the operation and provide contact details for any children whose parents did not pick them up. This agency took extensive steps in planning for this operation to take special care of situations involving adults who may have child care situations or children at school at the time of their arrests.
Really?
Damn.
So do they really care? Do they really care?
Of course not. Kids
Exactly.
wandering the damn street and stuff like that, man. You know they know there's a lot of kids wandering the street, and you know it's a lot of kids that they got picked up too.
Hey, let me
You know, Esau's is serious about that trafficking thing, man.
let me get a scripture. Deuteronomy. We're gonna go to these curses because this is cursed in the city, right? We're gonna go to these curses. Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and we're gonna start at verse number 63.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 63. And it shall come to pass.
I'm sorry. Start at 65.
Verse 65. And among these nations.
So in the other lands where our people would be scattered, right? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans that were shifted around, whether it was through slave ships at a point in time or whether it was through forced migration, right? Read.
Shall thou find no ease.
You won't find any ease. I'll tell you how uneasy it is. Sitting in the shop, there are people that are coming in who have loved ones in the country that they know have issues, and they are saying that people are afraid to go outside now. Outside of work or basic things, they're now taking cover just staying in the house not even wanting to work or nothing for fear of being sent back to these countries, because a lot of them are, admittedly, a lot of them are coming out of the gang or the cartel life, right? When you come out of El Salvador, Honduras, those places that are very dangerous, there's guys that were killers in those countries.
Right.
And they were forced to be killers. You know, this is what they had to be.
Right.
And when they fled, now they're being caught, they're being sent back. And these are guys that are fighting to stay in the jails here because they'd rather stay here than to go back there because they know they'll be killed by the cartel for fleeing.
Man.
So they have no ease.
Wow.
Read.
Says, neither shall thy soul or thy foot have rest.
So they have no rest because they're constantly moving. Some of them jump state to state. So they'll come in Texas, but then they know Texas is too short, so then they'll move up to Kansas. From Kansas, they go to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they go to D.C., Detroit, different places. If you go up and down the East Coast now, you've got more Mexicans than you've ever seen on the East Coast in history right now because they're moving. Keep reading.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
A trembling heart, cursed in the city. The cops might be watching, so I can only go out to do this, and I got to come right back home and hide out. I got to move to another state and hide out. Read.
And failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
Failing of eyes. Why? Because the vision isn't there. They came here with an idea, with a thought in mind, but it's not there any longer. Because the only thing that they can see is survival, right? Not having their kids snatched from them and sold off into sex trafficking rings.
Right.
Not having themselves detained and beat up and whatever done to them. So this is what we living in.
And you know, I'm gonna back you up with a scripture, but
Yes, sir.
I know we know, but for our brothers and sisters that may not realize the thought, may not stimulate in their brain stem, is that this land belonged to Hispanics and Native Americans.
That's right.
Prior to the devil, Satan, coming over and colonizing this land. You know, Lamentation chapter 5, verse 1. Verse 1 and 2, and then we're going to jump down to verse 5.
Yes, sir. Lamentation chapter 5.
And verse 1.
Start at verse 1. The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
Consider and behold our reproach. I'm gonna read the definition of a reproach: to find fault with or blame, to blame or discredit. An expression of disgrace, discredit, or blame incurred.
Wow.
All these things happen to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in
That's
the news, the media, movies, television, so on and so forth. If we ain't being discredited, we being disgraced. If we ain't being disgraced, we being blamed for something.
Right.
Or we're found guilty, but like this says allegedly.
Right.
So nobody was actually found guilty of being illegal or whatever the case is, but you're already being detained. Your children are already in a tough spot because I don't know where my mom and my daddy is. I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And you don't know where your parents are?
Right.
You coming home from school and all of a sudden you just getting a phone call like, yeah, your moms and your pops ain't coming home tonight.
Right.
Man, that's traumatic.
That's traumatic as hell.
Yeah.
That's Lamentation 5 and 1.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
Consider and behold us being disgraced, blamed, and discredited here in America, Babylon the Great, the land of the free and the home of the brave, apparently.
That's
right? Verse 3.
Our inheritance.
Verse 2. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our houses.
This land, Osiris, was given to the northern kingdom.
That's right.
You read Genesis 49, Deuteronomy 33. This land was 2nd Ezra 14, right? This land was given to the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans first.
Right.
They was here civilized. They had plumbing. They had aquifers, aqueducts, all that stuff. They had all that stuff.
They were buying and selling.
Right? Yeah, they was buying and selling. They was trading, so on and so forth. occupied. This was an occupied continent, a part of the world, right? Then you have an uncivilized, brutish,
Right.
beastly, animalistic,
Cave dwellers.
cave-dwelling bastards come over here to this country looking for gold, looking for resources,
Because they ran out. They
'Cause
couldn't
they
take
ran
care of-
out.
Yeah, exactly.
and look what happens.
Right.
Read verse 2 again.
Verse 2. Our inheritance.
The inheritance that belonged to the Northern Kingdom, the Hispanics and Native Americans, come on,
is turned to
is
strangers.
turned to strangers. Come on.
Our houses to aliens.
Our houses to aliens. So they say that Mexicans are legal aliens.
Right.
Bring it out.
But God said, you beastly, brutish,
Bring it
animalistic bastards talking about the so-called white man. God said y'all are the real aliens.
That's
I'm
right.
tell you straight.
Right.
Y'all are the illegal aliens.
If God said, I'm going to listen to God. If God said, I'd rather trust God.
Ain't this a God-fearing countries?
Right.
Supposed
Ain't it say? Don't it say on their money in God we trust?
That's what it say.
It's really in the devil they trust, but for let them say it, let them tell it, in God they trust, right?
Right.
So if you really trust in God, this is what the true God of the Bible says. Y'all are the illegal aliens.
Y'all are
That's
aliens.
right.
The nation that stole this country from another people, y'all are the aliens.
That's right.
Read verse 5.
Verse 5. Our necks are under persecution.
Uh-huh.
We labor and
So
have.
wait. It says we labor, right?
Yes,
Where,
sir.
where was they at? Go back up to the top.
Bring it out, officer. Bring it
Our
Back up to the-
inheritance.
Scroll back up. Scroll back up. Scroll back up all
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
Go back down a little bit. Let's see the
Watch
first.
this.
Nearly 700 workers.
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 Uh-huh.
Workers.
So they ain't getting no food stamps or EBT cards or.
They're working.
These were workers.
Okay.
Nearly 700 workers or laborers is another word I think
Right.
we
Oh,
can
okay.
use for a worker, right?
Yeah,
That's a
labor.
good synonym.
Agricultural processing plants were arrested for allegedly not having proper documentation to be in the U.S.,
Right.
the country that belonged to them first.
Their
Can,
inheritance.
can we read verse 5 again?
Verse 5.
Because maybe I'm reading something wrong or my eyes are bad. Or I don't know English.
Right.
What we reading, this article and what happened correlates with what the Lord said would happen to the Israelites.
That's right.
To the Israelites.
That's right. The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 5. Our necks are under persecution.
Uh-huh.
We labor and have no rest.
It says we labor and have no rest or no ease.
No ease.
Like it said in Deuteronomy 28.
Right.
No ease.
Parallel.
Right.
So so they could be going to work, making an honest living.
Uh-huh.
They doing what they got to do for their family. It's telling you that they got kids that are in school. It ain't like the damn kids is running the streets
Right,
or whatever the
exactly.
case is.
Right.
These is elementary age kids, middle school kids or whatever the case is.
Right.
The parents are going to making an honest living, and they don't have no ease. They don't have no rest, even when you
Right.
at work,
Even when you at work.
because you can be locked up
Right.
for being an illegal alien.
Right. Right. Right.
So-called illegal aliens.
So-called illegal alien.
Yep.
You done on that, officer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Lamentations 4 and 17. Right quick.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed, for our vain help and our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
So this nation cannot save you, Northern Kingdom. Issachar. It cannot save you. It's not meant. They're not meant to save you. They're meant to destroy you. They're meant to keep you confused in Catholicism. All right, being a so-called Gentile in Christianity. That's what they're meant to do.
Right.
They are your destruction. They were never your friends. They were never your friends. It's time for you to come back as an Israelite, according to the Bible. You as so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, as the Lord calls you. So we can, rule over these heathens for an eternity.
That's right. That's right. right, let's scroll that back down. Let's finish because there's a lot more in this thing that's crazy.
Let's bring it out.
Hold on. What happened? Let me see. Yeah, those detained had been taken to a Mississippi National Guard hangar for questioning. ICE did not share details about the nationalities of those detained, but the Mexican government has reportedly sent consular staff to the area to help any of their nationals who may be involved. So that means that there was
their own staff.
Yeah, so that means that there was a mixture that was going on because there's reports that that there are people of other nations. They've said that there are some of our brothers from Benjamin that are coming through Mexico, but not only them, I think the largest or one of the larger numbers coming through Mexico right now is Moab.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there was a report that I came across that Moab is heavily coming through and a couple of the other Gentile nations that are coming through Mexico as well. So that's why it says that the Mexican government reportedly sent consular staff to the area to help any of their nationals.
So so it's probably some Chinese, Filipinos, and all this mixed up coming through Mexico.
That's mixed in, but that's why they don't want to express the nationalities because they only want to make it look like it's the Northern Kingdom.
So they ain't gonna raid these nail shops.
Right.
Dang. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Hair
Right.
salons, beauty supply.
Yeah,
Somebody
Ling
gotta
Ling
sell
ass
that.
need to be locked up somewhere.
Right.
They need to be raiding the beauty supply store that's
Sally's
over there
Beauty
off
Supply.
of
Oh yeah, and
off
five
of Park
points.
Boulevard or
Right.
whatever. The other one where they doing the $5 cuts.
Yeah.
They need to be going there and raid
Right.
Ming Ling,
Right.
raid Wong and all them.
Right.
They sitting there cooking bugs and crap and
Right.
dog
Right.
and all this other stuff.
Right.
Y'all ain't worried about that. Didn't y'all say to whoever this was, the animal people
animal
was
rights
at the top of the
activists?
list?
Right.
Well, why the hell y'all ain't raiding all these Chinese restaurants?
Right.
That's why that's what they doing all the crap to the animals, man.
Right.
That's why I ain't got no stray dogs over there.
Right.
No stray
Right.
cats.
Right. Yeah. Hey, what happened at the plants? The raids took place just hours before Mr. Trump arrived in the majority Latino city of El Paso to mark a mass shooting which left 22 people dead. About 600 ICE agents arrived at the chicken processing plants owned by 5 different companies in the towns of Bay Springs, Canton, Carthage, Morton, Pelahatchie, and
Sebastopol.
Sebastopol. Thank you. Nobody's asking, though, why did any of these company owners I didn't hear about arrest of the people that hired them.
Well,
real.
the thing
Nope.
is, they
Why would
need
you hire 'em?
workers. They need workers. I don't see the problem that even the government should have with these companies because these companies need workers and you got a workforce.
Right.
And who else gonna do these jobs?
Esau ain't gonna do it.
They not gonna do it. Esau ain't never did nothing in this country.
Right.
They never did anything.
Nah.
We was the ones to do all. We built everything. They couldn't do it. That's why they had to come and get us.
Right.
Come on, man.
All they did was reap the benefits, bro.
That's
That's
it.
all they good at doing is reaping the benefits. You got to think about that thing, man.
Right,
Even in
right,
slavery, they reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Off of our work, they reap the benefits.
Yeah.
We made thousands of inventions, and they still reap the benefits off of that thing,
Right.
bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And and even with what you said about the owners not getting arrested, it shows you it goes to further solidify the point that Israel ain't got no ease.
Right.
Because on one hand, you working, you trying to make a living or whatever the case is, you mess around and get locked up or whatever. Now you got court fees, legal fees, whatever. So they're making it on the left hand.
Exactly.
You get out, you gotta work.
To pay that.
Who gonna hire you?
Right.
Exactly.
It's got to be some under the table
Right.
stuff. So you still gonna bust your tail for
Right.
12 hours a day.
Let's
you
pay.
ain't got no workers comp. You ain't got no benefits. You ain't got no health insurance. You ain't got none of that stuff.
Yep.
And then you mess around and get caught up again. Now you right back at square one. Israel, we ain't got no rest. I don't
Right.
know what y'all thinking that this is the land of silver and gold and milk and honey or
Yeah.
whatever the case is.
This
This
is-
is that's why the scripture. Go to Isaiah 13. That's
Bring it
why the
out.
Lord called it this, or maybe Isaiah 14.
5 is it 5 and 13?
13 and 14 and 9.
Yeah. The
Where it
book
talks
of
about hell, right?
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 5. You want me to start at 7?
No, is that what I want? 13 and 5?
13 and 5?
Oh, Isaiah 5 and 13? Is that it? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay. The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 13.
They don't say hell.
No, 5. It's 5
Wait,
and
what?
13. Is this
Yeah, verse 14. Verse 14.
Yeah. Just 14.
Okay. The book of Isaiah,
Nah,
chapter...
start at verse 13. I'm sorry.
That's all right. The book of Isaiah, chapter
We appreciate
5
you, brother.
and verse 13. Therefore my people are gone into captivity.
So guess what? Captivity ain't just, because I've heard this before. Captivity ain't just shackles and chains and a yoke of iron around your neck.
Right.
Captivity is, I could be making an honest living, and I can still get choked out. I can still be shot. I could be making an honest living, and I still be locked up by raid.
Right.
Exactly.
I still have my children taken from me and sold into sex trafficking.
Right.
That's captivity.
That's captivity.
While everybody else, they don't have them same problems.
Exactly.
Ming Ling ain't got them same problems.
Right.
Wong and them ain't got them same problems.
Exactly.
Right.
Read on.
Therefore my people are gone into captivity
So the Most High said we've gone into captivity. Why?
because they have no knowledge.
Because we have no knowledge of who we are. We have no knowledge of God's commandments. Because we broke God's laws and we continue to break his laws, even with the prophets going out week after week.
Exactly.
Come on.
And their honorable men are famished. And their multitude dried up with thirst.
And their multitude are dried up with thirst. All the idols of the other nations that we follow, they have no knowledge. There's no truth. There's no Buddha, Allah, whatever.
Right.
There's no knowledge in none of that.
Right.
Come on.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
It says, therefore, hell. The hell it's talking about is what you read in verse 13, captivity.
That's
The
right.
captivity is the hell. Read that again. Read the top of verse 13.
Verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Verse 14.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
So guess what hell is? Captivity.
That's right.
Us being here in America is hell. I don't know what y'all talk. Just because you got you sitting up on the top floor,
Right.
you know, you got your little IT job, you making 100,000 or whatever the case is.
Right.
You driving your BMW, you driving your Benz. You think you living, you in Plano, so you
Right.
think you got the little 2-story house, you doing something.
Right.
Man, please, a couple in a minute.
Can't wait.
I see or I smell nigga. They pulling you out the car, they'll bust you over your head. They don't give a damn if you the
right.
director of freaking Verizon or whatever.
Right.
They don't give a damn about none of that.
Right.
You'll still get your head knocked off. That NBA, well, I don't know if it's an NBA or NFL player that just got locked up for the bird crap on his car.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir. We're gonna
Yo,
bring
oh,
that
shut
out.
up, man. I'm gonna stop
no,
talking.
Yes, sir.
Can we get Jonah right quick? Jonah 2 and 2.
So this hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna back him up.
This is hell.
I'm gonna back him up.
Yep.
I'm gonna back him up too. All right, cause he's right, man.
Hey,
I mean-
hold on. We ain't even finished Isaiah. Isaiah, man.
Yes, sir.
So
Dang. I'm
let's
finna
get-
take my script, man.
Let's get all that off. Let's get all that.
Let's get all that off.
I was
man.
gonna back you up. See,
Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir.
Read the rest of verse 14.
Yes, sir.
All
The
of
book
verse
of
14.
Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself
Us being here in America, hell hath enlarged herself. Come on.
and opened her mouth without measure.
Uh-huh.
And their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
But you see what the Most High said? The reason why this hell or this captivity is enlarging itself, America is getting bigger. I don't care what y'all talking about with no deficit and all this other stuff.
Right.
America is growing larger. They have all the influence and power in the earth. Period.
Right.
God said, with all of that, with that full measure, with you enlarging yourself in wealth, in nuclear technology,
Right.
in all of the technology and warfare and everything else, read the bottom part of verse 14. This is why they're gonna do it. It says, in their glory.
And their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
The Most High said, you're enlarging yourself because you're gonna end up descending into that same hell,
In that same
into that
hole.
same captivity.
That's right.
That's where Esau's that's where that future lies.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
That's
Yep.
that's
Yes, sir.
manifest. That's the destiny.
That's it.
That's the destiny of Esau, the so-called
Manifest
white man.
destiny.
Manifest destiny.
Because pomp means pride, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
You still want that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just to back him up.
Yes, sir. The book of Jonah, chapter 2 and verse 2, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction.
So this is Jonah. This is Jonah. This is Jonah in the belly of a whale. In the belly of the whale. Read.
And said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I.
So out the belly of the hell cried he. In the affliction of the belly of the whale. So that's a version of hell right there. It's your affliction.
That's right.
When your people are getting afflicted, you are getting afflicted. It doesn't matter if you got a mansion or you riding a 6.
Right.
All right. Your heart should be towards your people.
That's right.
That's where your heart should be. And that's what the problem is right there. You love the other nations more than your own people.
That's right.
That's what the problem is right there.
That's
You know, and that's why we have to come back to these scriptures and figure out who are really our true brethren according to the Bible.
That's why the show is called In the Scripts, ain't it?
So basically, to sum it up, officer, hell is a condition.
Yes, sir.
Hell is a condition.
It's a condition.
And we're in a very bad condition because we broke God's laws.
That's right. It's our fault.
right.
The
Let's go.
100% is our fault. You want us to tell them about the number, sir?
No.
The number?
No.
The
Oh,
number,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, yeah.
We want y'all to call in 214-272-0400.
Oh, you asking me? Of
Oh,
course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, normally Captain does it. But, I wasn't trying to take nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take nothing. Captain, I don't want it. Okay?
Yeah, right. All right. Scroll down a little bit more because there was some interesting stuff, man. Some of those people had been here for 10 years and their kids had been born here. So they were told when they came home that, hey, your parents are going back to Mexico, roughly. So imagine a kid coming home, knowing that their parent is probably already living with that fear. Let's see, scroll down a little bit more.
You
Little
know,
bit
you
more.
never hear about that with European kids. You never hear about that.
Hell no.
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 These are pictures of some. Here's a. This was a tweet. Children of those arrested in Wednesday's ICE raids near Forest, Mississippi, are being put up in a local gym tonight by neighbors, strangers. Many are left scared and crying after coming home from school and being locked out without their parents. Donated food and drinks are being provided. So look at how small these kids are, man.
These
That little
is
girl
elementary
crying.
kids. Huh?
Bro.
You see the little girl with her face in her hands because
Bruh.
she can't even eat. She can't even eat. So,
Them all that abomination.
Yeah.
But still, man, it's sad.
Right.
And that's where it goes right there.
right.
That's when the
right.
scripture says, love thy neighbors, thee love thyself.
Right. Right.
That's why we have to come together.
Right.
We have to come together.
Yes.
We got to, man. I mean,
Yes.
look at our kids suffering because of these other nations, man.
Right. Yep.
Let me, we got a caller.
Sounds like it.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is In the Scripts, brother. How you doing? Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Most High in Christ bless. Yes, sir. This is Soldier Zacharias from the Cincinnati, Ohio camp.
All right, shalom.
And,
Hey, shalom, Soch.
Most High in Christ bless. Doing all right. Y'all touched on something real heavy a little while ago when it can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we
sir.
got you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, y'all touched on something real heavy earlier when you was talking about how the Most High left a remnant of the heathen around to prove, he not delivering us out of the midst of the heathens.
That's
And they say the same thing in Judges in chapter 2, when the northern kingdom and the children of Israel kept on falling out. And I think it's Judges 2:21.
Yes, sir. That's the right
Same
one.
thing. Because when you go into these car restaurants, all you see is Caesar bowl hanging around.
Right.
That's exactly right. And he's gonna stay here until the Most High God does some. What's that? That's some spring cleaning. You know, he's going to wipe them out with nuclear fire. Right. You know, that's the only way we're going to see the paradise that the Most High God has ready for us. That's the only way, bro.
That's right.
Right.
All praise.
Hey, Soldier, it was good speaking to you. We appreciate you calling in. Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless.
Hey, Most High put them here as a whipping post for Israel, man. For us here in hell, in captivity, Most High put them here as whipping posts. Now, I want to touch back on that picture because she got food in front of her, right? She can't even eat her food. Psalms chapter 42, verse 3.
Nice.
Psalms chapter 42 and verse 3.
Yes, sir. Let me get the camp.
Because this is in the scripts, right?
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Psalms chapter 42 and verse 3.
Camp fingers.
You got it?
Yes, sir. You got it?
Whoever got it.
I got it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 42, verse 3. My tears have been my meat day and night.
You see that? My tears have been my meat or my food day and night. Read.
While they continually say unto me, where is thy God?
While Esau, the so-called white man, is mocking these children, they may have that smoke screen of, oh, poor children, we want to feed them, whatever, we want to donate food, whatever. Listen, don't trust your enemies, man.
That's right.
This little girl right here, her food for the night is finna be her tears.
Wow.
Because she don't even know where her parents are.
Right.
And that's just one picture. That's not the countless. We talking about 700 adults.
Right.
And you know, Northern Kingdom they fruitful as hell.
Kids,
man.
They fruitful.
They fruitful as hell. So
Ephraim.
right. So for her tears are her food.
Yeah.
She can't even eat her food. And I think that's pork. So thank the Lord. I think that's damn pepperoni.
That's definitely pepperoni.
So thank the Lord she ain't, she not eating that. But
That's heavy.
That's heavy. I mean,
script.
do you blame her though, man? I mean, dang, she's oppressed. She's oppressed. Not seeing mama and daddy. I mean, that child gonna starve today, man. She gonna starve.
Right.
She gonna starve herself until she see her parents. You know, that's grief right there, bro.
Wow.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's so many scriptures we can bring out, man.
Yeah. Let's go to the next story, man. There's a lot to bring out. This one right here, man, there's so many angles on this thing. In fact, Officer Lim, there was a show that y'all did a while back dealing with the housing market with redlining, right? Watch this story. Watch this story.
Couple looking for a home to purchase, and in the midst of seeing a home, well, that's what you do, you go see a home and everything, they walked in and they seen some things that was very disturbing. Racial things like a Confederate flag, but on top of that, they saw an application on the wall for the Klan. And this home belonged to a police officer. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Chief Lewis confirms that action is directly related to a Facebook post.
I thought long and hard before I posted it.
A post made by Rob Mathis. In less than 24 hours, it's been shared more than 1,000 times and has resulted in more than 900 comments.
It was so disturbing to me.
Mathis says while touring a home for sale in northern Muskegon County, he and his wife, Raina, saw 2 Confederate flags. And on the dining room table,
And the placemat was a Confederate flag.
then on a wall of a bedroom, this framed KKK application. It can be seen in a photo on the home's online listing too.
I said, oh my God, let's go. Let's get out of here right now.
Rob and Raina had already noticed Muskegon Police Department clothing, including what they believe was a department-issued jacket.
I was just angry, and my daughter started asking questions, and she's only 12.
To be clear, Mathis chose not to include the name of the Muskegon police officer in the post, even though he knew the officer's name, but included in the hundreds of comments Other Facebook users did identify Charles Anderson, and Muskegon County tax records show his name on public records. Officer Charles Anderson has been on the force in Muskegon since at least 2009. In 2009, Officer Anderson fatally shot Julius Johnson after Johnson ran from a traffic stop. In court, Officer Anderson testified Johnson wrestled away his radio and baton. Anderson told the jury Johnson beat him in the face with the objects. Then Muskegon County prosecutor Tony Tagg ruled the shooting was in self-defense. Anderson testified in court because Johnson's sister was charged and convicted on a charge of lying to police. Rob and Raina now know Officer Anderson's bosses have placed him on administrative leave.
Step in the right direction to find out what's going on with this individual.
Because if
Administrative.
Hey, let's go out of this real quick. There's a link that I posted at the bottom of this whole thing that's gonna tell. Yeah, if we go all the way to that one right there. Yeah.
That thing said Knights.
Yes, Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. That's their name.
Wait, is it Knights supposed to be black?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, yeah.
They need to work on their terminology. I'm just saying.
So here's the story. A black couple almost bought a police officer's house until they noticed a Ku Klux Klan application in the bedroom. And he got that thing framed on his wall. He proud.
He proud of that thing.
He proud of that thing, ain't he? All right, scroll down a little bit more.
His grandpa had one, now he got one. His dad had one.
There's a video there. It's gonna show the same thing. Yeah, if it doesn't play quick, we can.
Met up with our realtor in Holton to do a walkthrough of a property that she sent to us that was comparable to this house and had more acreage. We looked at the property online and we said it'd be a good fit for our family, and we wanted to go out there and have a look at it. So we went yesterday for the appointment. The realtor got there before us and she was waiting on the porch. She said she wanted to go into the property with us at the same time because she wanted the initial gut reaction that we had, so she knew what type of properties that she wanted to look for in the future. So as we went in the door, everything was beautiful, it was really nice. So as I walked into the living room, on the coffee table, not the coffee table, it was a large dining room table, it was a placemat of a Confederate flag. So I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if this was a Klansman house? So I just, I thought that to myself, and I just kept walking through the property looking around.
Right.
Again, it was a beautiful property, and I kept on saying, yeah, I'm going to sign the papers for this house and commit to purchasing this house. So we went to the garage, went through the basement and went to a garage, and on the two walls, two more Confederate flags. I thought to myself again, this is really some strange stuff, but okay, I gotta look at the big picture here. I'm doing this for my family. So we was coming back upstairs, going through the house. My wife seen a Muskegon police jacket. She said, well, we're in a policeman's home. So I'm like, okay. So I was telling my son, be cool, don't touch nothing. And we proceeded to go upstairs to see the bedrooms. So we going through the bedrooms, checking the bedrooms, and going to this other room, and I see a gun cabinet, and it's a picture of the actual officer. And there was another gentleman in the picture with him. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is the policeman right here. So as I turned around, it was a wall, and it was just one plaque on the wall. So I walked up to the plaque and I looked at it and I read it, and it was an application for the Ku Klux Klan.
Hey,
and
pause,
I was
pause.
just so
Now, what's amazing to me?
Right.
What's amazing to me is Negroes, for some reason, just because they in Michigan, act like Michigan doesn't have racism going on in it.
Man, it's highly racist in Michigan.
Right.
Highly racist. Timothy McVeigh, those brothers that came and bombed Oklahoma. That's where they come from.
Right. Ohio too,
Ohio
right?
too, exactly.
Right.
That's where, you got a point, officer.
So
Yes,
they making it like he's surprised that he's gonna see because they want to agenda that only to the South, right?
Right.
Confederate flags.
Exactly.
No.
Hey, you right, officer, but he throw it off anyway. You can tell by his hat and his shirt.
You see his shirt?
Yeah. So he throw it off.
I
That's
seen
why it
that.
come.
You
know
see
what I
that?
mean?
I see the Mace.
And it say King David, huh?
That's
Really?
why he can't see it bluntly in his face.
Right.
He can't see the racism
Right.
straight in his face.
He blinded by it.
Because he blinded by it. That's why it's important for us to hit these streets and try to wake our people up.
That's right.
Tell them about that sign on his shirt.
That's right.
Tell them about who he is according to the Bible. You an Israelite, man. Take that junk off.
That's right.
And
That's
repent.
right. That's right.
Come back as an Israelite, man.
All right, let it roll.
Disgusted. I told my son, I said, let's go. We're getting out of here. This is a Klan house, really. We have to go right now. So my wife and the realtor were coming up the stairs, and me and my son was walking past them leaving, and my wife was trying to tell me, stop, babe, let's go. Look, I'm like, no, this is a Klan house. Let's go. Let's get out right now. So I said, I'll meet you outside. So I went outside, and I was standing there, and I was trying to calm down because I just felt so violated, and I just wanted to leave.
Hey, hold on.
Later on, my wife.
He said he felt violated.
Right.
The hell is this?
Right.
Come on, man. We can't see that. We was brought over here on slave ships.
Right.
All of a sudden, when we see racism, we so surprised. Are we that throwed off?
The hell is this?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We couldn't even catch the bus.
That G on his shirt tell how throw it off he is.
Yeah, man. This is amazing,
Everybody
man.
is my friend.
Right.
That's what it is. This big old holding hands unity thing is what's got our people at the bottom.
Right.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. And we got comfortable at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what it was.
That's exactly what it is.
All that assimilating, and we lost our way.
Yeah.
We lost our way. Now we think we only just chocolate-covered Edomites.
Right. Right.
Fighting for our country.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right. For their country.
It's their country. We got nothing to do with this, man.
It's their country. It's their kingdom.
Right.
So when you do join these armies and stuff, you're fighting for their country.
Right.
You're fighting for their cause. That's what it is.
You fighting for you to stay in hell.
That's right. You fighting for hell.
The Most High said, "Come out of her, my people, so you won't be partakers of their plagues." Let
yes,
these
sir.
people destroy themselves, man. Let's just get out the way. Let's just be Israelites, keep these commandments, and watch the Most High do His thing.
Right. All right, let's go out of this. Because we got a lot of stuff to touch on, right? We got a lot of stuff to touch on, man. It's a lot. All right.
There's a lot of stuff been going on, man. The Most High, man, he trying to show us signs because our people are so hard-headed. The only way they get it unless he put that pressure on us.
Right. Well, and it's amazing because cursed in the city. So far we've seen they come get you on the job, right? That's in the city or in the field.
Right.
The other one was you can't go into stores to buy because you're afraid.
Exactly.
In the stores that they might shoot you up because they coming and targeting your people in these stores,
Targeting your people in these stores.
Right.
Israelites.
We see, they targeted Israelites in these stores.
Right.
We see an officer who is clearly a Ku Klux Klan member. Well, alleged he's a supporter at least.
He a race soldier. That's what he is.
He's a race soldier. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So this is when you're trying to purchase a house, you still running into it. So in all of these moves, you cursed in the city. You not understanding.
And this is 2019, and you're not understanding.
Right, not understanding. So now this next one. Let's go to the next story with Rich Paul. Now we're going to see how much more you can be cursed in the city and in the field.
Bring it out.
The NCAA has caved on the Rich Paul rule. So now, to explain this rule before we read it, Rich Paul is a sports agent.
Okay.
He is Israel. Doesn't know that he's Israel. Well, not that I know of.
Gotcha.
But he has some of the top rated and top played players in the NBA.
Okay.
On his roster as agents. I mean, as clients.
Okay.
They set forth a rule by the NCAA that agents from this point forward would have to have a bachelor's degree, would have to have 3 years of a particular certification, and a bunch of other things, criteria that they had to meet, or else they could no longer go out and snatch up the top players coming out of the NBA, the NCAA.
LeBron done brought his boys up and taught them the game. Now the Edomites mad about it.
Right.
Boy, they try to move the goalposts on us every time.
And they're going to continue to do it,
Right,
man.
right.
Because this is our hell.
Right.
This is our captivity.
Exactly.
Okay, this is a condition that we chose instead of rulership.
That's right.
All right, that's what the problem is. Until we come back to the Most High God, they're going to always move the goalposts, like
That's
you said.
right.
Exactly.
They're going to always put another rule, another barrier. All right, just like when Lincoln freed the slaves, it was the same thing. It was the same thing.
Lincoln freed the slaves.
Yeah,
What a joke.
they said when he,
Right.
allegedly when he did, he released them. They come back and they paid us certain wages, low wages, but you're still working on their plantation and all that stuff.
Right,
They still paying for your living. So it's the same condition, but it's just in a different way. That's all that is.
Yep.
That's all that is. They just make it a different way, like they say employee. Employee is another word for slave. That's all it is. This is a nicer word.
Right. You say
employee.
he freed the slaves.
Hey, you ought to see my back, officer. I know I'm in slavery.
Right.
With my butt today.
Hey, give me Matthew, what is it? Matthew chapter 24? Remember Christ had a discussion, or Matthew, is it 17? Christ had a discussion. Now, this is amazing when it comes to Christianity, right? Because they say that we are not slaves, and they don't understand that even Christ spoke about
Talking about paying tribute?
Yes.
Matthew 17 and 24.
Matthew 17. Give me that. Matthew 17, 24. Let's see if we are still slaves out of the mouth of our Savior.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17 and verse 24. And now when they come to Capernaum, they that receive tribute money come to Peter and said, go ahead.
So tribute money means taxes. This is the IRS today. He said, they that receive, or the IRS that receive tribute money came to Peter. Read.
Doth not your master pay tribute?
They said, don't that dude Christ, don't he pay taxes? Does he pay taxes or not? Read.
He said, yes. And when he was coming to the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon?
So Christ stopped him when Peter walked into the house. He said, hey, so Peter, I got a question to ask you. What is it that you think? Answer this for me. Read.
Of whom do the kings of the earth customs of tribute?
Read that again.
Excuse me. Of whom do the kings of the earth take customs or tribute?
He said, who do the rulers of this earth make pay taxes? Who has to pay taxes? Let's see what he said.
Of their own children?
Uh-huh.
Or of strangers?
Of the people like them, or of all the other nations? Who do they make to pay these? Read.
Peter said unto him, of strangers.
He said the strangers are the ones that they put the tribute on, Lord. The strangers are the one that have to pay. Because when you own it, you don't necessarily have to pay. And when we look at all of these congressmen, when we look at the presidents, every time they come in office, what do they say? This guy hasn't paid taxes in 20 years.
Right.
This guy he's never paid taxes.
Right.
He won't even show his tax return.
Right. That's real.
Keep reading.
And Jesus said unto him, then are the children free.
So if they not paying taxes, then they are free. So if you are paying taxes, you still under slavery. You are a captive in America right now.
So it's facts what we saying. We ain't still in captivity.
Yes, it's a fact.
Oh man,
They just took the yokes of iron off our neck.
Right.
Pretty much, but they destroyed our mindset.
We destroyed.
Deuteronomy 28 and was it 47? Was it 48?
48.
48.
Yokes of iron?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got that?
You want that? Deuteronomy 28 and 48?
If you don't mind, sir.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord send them against us. The Lord send them against us. Your neighborhood, Sam, what's his name? What's another name? Nicole, You know, all of them. He sent all the nations, you know, against us. All right, read.
In hunger, and in thirst,
right,
and in nakedness.
Everything that you would want, everything that you would ever need, any necessity, you would have to go to your, you know, slave master's death certificate, you know, birth certificate.
That's right.
Anything, driver's license, passport. You know, even if you want to fly out the country, you still have to go to the airport to fly out the country. When you still got to go through security, you still got to, you know, take off your belt. You still got to take off your shoes. Read.
And in the want of all things.
In the want of all things. Anything that you would want, you would have to go to them. Since you didn't want to go to the Most High God, he gave you a false God. Your slave master. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Right. So that yoke of iron is another form of ownership.
That's right.
That's exactly what it is. That's why he put it. He wanted to make sure that you didn't go nowhere. All right. He didn't. Well, you want to make sure. All right. That to let you know and to let your generations know that you belong to him. All right.
That's right.
Hey, officer, you know what's funny?
Okay.
And they'll tell you, why don't you go back, if you don't like America, go back to Africa, right?
Right.
They don't want us to go back. They'll crumble.
Of course. I mean,
they'll crumble.
They don't let the Africans put it back in slavery.
Right. And why should we go back anyway when it's our land?
Right.
This is our brother's land right here.
Right.
Exactly.
No economy.
Exactly. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Go ahead.
Scroll down. Let's read this, because this is one of those mind blowing. Just a week after the NCAA tweaked its agent rules in a way that sure seemed to specifically target Rich Paul for exclusion, the organization has caved, changing the rules for a second time to ensure Paul will still be able to represent college basketball players who are testing the waters of the NBA. The old rule change was a tweak on a transformation last year that allowed players considering the NBA draft to retain their services, the services of an agent, without killing their eligibility. At first, all NBPA agents were fair game, but last week's new criteria required a bachelor's degree among a few other qualifications. The new criteria, however, eliminates that controversial requirement that would have excluded Rich Paul, who represents some of the NBA's best players, but never went to college.
Man.
That's right.
Man, and that's what it is. Esau said you got to go back.
Hey,
you got to go.
Let me pull a scripture on that, because I'm going to show you why they did this. Deuteronomy, we're going to stay in these curses. Deuteronomy chapter 28, and let's go to verse number 43.
Oh, praise it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 43.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 43.
Uh-huh.
The stranger that is within the stranger that is within thee.
So the stranger that you're mixed amongst, right? That's mixed amongst you, read.
Shall get above thee very high.
They're going to get above you very high. It's going to be one of the curses. Meaning they're going to be so high that they have power over the entire earth. Every nation is going to be paying tribute to them.
Right, and that's what they said about the so-called natives over here. You know, they said the only thing that we did was establish law.
Right.
They established the law.
Right.
And that's how they really start governing things. They established the law.
Right.
We had the law. All we had to do was establish it.
That's right.
That was it. That's all they had to do was establish it. But what did they start doing?
That's
Worshiping
right.
the sun, the moon, idols. They start going off.
Right.
That's what the problem. That's what the problem was, because they were supposed to come over here to keep the commandments of God, as it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 14. Or they're supposed to come over here and serve and keep the commandments. That was they were supposed to do, but they didn't do it. So the Lord brought their enemies against them.
Right.
That's why He did it.
They fell off again.
Yeah. Keep reading that.
And thou
start
shalt
at the top again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger.
Because they're the strangers. They're the actual aliens in this land. The stranger, read.
That is within thee
Uh-huh.
shall get above thee very high.
They're going to rule the whole earth. Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And you're going to have to go to them for everything, because you're so low that you can't even earn $1, even though you have better skills than them. You can't even earn the $1 because of their jealousy, because they're above you and they can make the rules to dictate the amount of game and skill that you have without going to their institutions of higher learning.
Even though,
there you go.
Well, go ahead. You right. I'm gonna leave it alone.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you think about it, a lot of our people are qualified to do this stuff. Right. But they rather bring the so-called Edomites to bring their nephew or their cousin in on to be a CEO or a president of a company.
Right.
And now when we find out a way to get around this thing, like I said earlier, they'll move the goalposts. Now you got to get a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
But at first, LeBron had brought his partners in, so I'm coming up, y'all coming up with me.
Right. No bachelor.
No degree.
Straight off the street.
Straight hustle.
Let me holler at you real quick, man. I think we could, hey, I got a plan, man. I know how to put this together. We're going to get you $30 million, bro.
Exactly.
Shut down, man. Shut down.
And now they don't want us to do that. But go ahead.
Right. Did you want that 44? Because it was saying exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
We're in the spirit, officer.
Okay.
Yeah. We going?
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Why would he lend to us? Because he's in control of the money. His face is on the money, right? Like in the movie Coming to America. He's got his own money. Their face is on the money. Exactly. You understand? They gonna lend to us. We not gonna lend to them.
Right.
That's real.
Exactly.
Read.
And he shall be the head, and thou shall be the tail.
So we have the degrees, so we get to determine who these people coming out of college go to.
Right.
We cut you off. You on the back end.
Right.
You sweep up our trash. You sweep up our garbage.
And that's letting you know right there, even if you're a millionaire, you still going to be at the tail. You still going to be at the bottom. No matter how many millions and victuals and friends that you got, you are still at the bottom. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man.
That's why come, officer, when you think about it, man, why even go vote? Why even do that? Because they don't want to make the laws and change the laws.
Right.
So whenever we get close, all they gonna do is just make another law.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because not only that, they hate our guts.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, hey, listen, the only way out of this thing is keeping the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the only way out. We've been trying the same old for 400 years and ain't got nowhere. Here's 2019, and they still talking about shooting us down.
Right.
Kids can't even swim in a swimming pool in the summertime.
Right.
It's the same old thing you saw in the 50s and 60s.
Right.
Bro, it's just
police brutality.
Yeah.
What we talking about? Watch this, man. It's a whole lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of stuff. I can
real.
go on and on.
It's real because, I mean, listen, the only person to vote for is the Black Messiah. You know,
That's
and
right.
the only way you're gonna vote for him is you wake up to 144.
That's
all right,
right.
and
That's
the 1/3. That's the only way you're gonna vote these other heathens out of office permanently.
That's
all right.
While specific individuals were not considered when developing our process, we respect the NBPA's determination of qualification and have amended our certification criteria, the NCAA wrote in its statement. The closest it came to acknowledging the perception that the rule was specifically aimed at Paul. As soon as the rule change became public last Tuesday, multiple NBA stars tweeted their criticisms, including Paul's most famous client, LeBron James.
Exactly.
He made his homeboy from the hood his agent.
That's
and
right.
They hate it.
And guess what they did? They hated that. And
Yeah.
they changed the laws.
That's
they
right.
changed the rules.
Yep.
They ain't changing, man. The Most High said they souls ain't up right in them, man. They don't want you to come up.
Right. Well, and Chris CP3, the point
CP3?
guard, right? He made a comment. He said, "I completely disagree with the NCAA's decision. Some life experiences are as valuable, if not more, than diplomas."
That's right.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
That's real.
It goes all the way back to Genesis 25, right? And the one shall be stronger than the other.
That's
All
right.
Let's cut out of this. Let's go to the next story.
Let me get something real quick.
Yes,
also,
sir.
Before you,
Yes, sir.
I did a lot of talking. I need to pull the script. What's that script when it says she showed all the ways of knowledge to Jacob?
Ain't that
Was it Baruch 3?
Baruch 3. That's Baruch
Yeah.
3 and 36.
Baruch 3 and 36.
Baruch 3:36.
Show is.
We shall see.
Yeah, bring that out, man.
Yeah.
Baruch 3:36.
Yes, sir.
Because for us, all we got to do is just look at it and, okay, I can do that.
That's right.
It's easy for us, man. We the salt of the earth.
That's right.
That's why LeBron said, yeah, y'all, you can come up with me. If they can do it, we can do it.
Right. Right.
They put all the obstacles in our way, but we find a way to make it. That's how we made it thus far.
That's
like you
right.
said earlier, one should be stronger than the other.
That's right. The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 36. He had found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
The Most High showed us everything, all the ways of knowledge. We the ones who know how to run this earth right. That's why come our people need to wake up. So the trees, so the water, so the animals, they can't wait till we wake up.
Right.
So they can get some rest.
Yeah.
We ain't got no rest. Other trees, other plants and animals ain't got no rest.
Right.
So we need to wake up, Israel.
Hey, that's crazy. Look it up when you get a shot, because I don't want to dwell on it. There was an article that I came across. I'm always looking for articles, right? There's an article I came across of an Edomite who studies sound patterns in the oceans.
Okay.
He found that every morning and every evening that there is a few groups of fish who swim in the water and they make sounds. And when those sounds are mixed consecutively, they make a song.
What they saying? I hate Edomites. I hate Edomites. That's what they say.
But the main fish, the bass voice, the foundation of this song, is created. The noise is created by a group of fish called a black Jew fish. Look it up.
Get out of here.
It's called a black Jew fish.
You had me for a minute.
And they
You
sing
gotta
every
prove
morning
that.
and every evening. It's called the black Jew fish. You got to look at. I can't even remember. I was looking and I didn't even pull it up.
That's
It's
heavy.
called the black Jew fish.
That's
Fish
heavy.
sing every morning and every evening in the ocean. They make music.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
It's real, man. Because we are
That's heavy.
music. I mean, we are music.
Right.
We are music. Everything we do is music, man.
Esau
Yeah.
pressing the whole earth.
The whole earth. Let's jump down because that's going to segue into the next piece of this before we go out. Esau is oppressing us, but remember in the scriptures, you had wicked of our people too.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Who have mentally fallen so low that they have no love, or we as a people have no love for our people.
Right.
So let's deal with this next story.
Okay.
It says, cursed in the city of revenge. Watch this. This is crazy, man. When I tell you, I'm going to leave it at that, man. Look, sisters, y'all got to get on board. This story is crazy. Sisters shot and killed after confronting beauty supply store employee with their mother.
Read that again, officer. Read that again.
Sisters shot and killed after confronting beauty supply store employee with their mother.
So they walked inside a beauty supply store with their mother confronting somebody. So their mom said, y'all come on. We finna go confront her.
We gonna ride out.
We gonna ride out.
Y'all got funk?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take y'all up here to handle y'all business.
Yeah, I got my daughters with me now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And both of the daughters ended up dying, being
Lord.
put to death in front of the mother, who took them there for the purpose of starting this mess. No guidance. 2 Arkansas sisters were shot and killed after they confronted a beauty supply store employee with their mother. According to KARK News, Monteria Myers, 22, and Mirnia Myers, 19, entered the Simple Unique Beauty Supply store with their mother to confront the worker about a personal matter last Wednesday. Surveillance footage shows the argument turned into a physical altercation. Moments after, both sisters were shot in the head while their mother fled the scene. Go back up. I want you to see the date, because this ain't no old new. August the 4th, 2019. This is just a few days ago. While mama's running out of the store, they get their brains blown out, showing out.
Because of her ignorance in the first place, instead of her being an adult, teaching her, showing her daughters the right way, teaching them good things.
Right.
She gonna teach them how to confront somebody in a beauty salon.
Right.
Jumping.
Right.
And while her mother supposed to be protecting the daughters, while her daughter's taking bullets to the head, she fleeing.
The hell is this?
You should have been taking the first bullet.
Right.
Our women are something else, man.
Yep.
It's time for our women to repent, man. This is getting out of hand. You got a scripture, officer?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it then.
The book of Job. The book of Job, chapter 39, and we're going to go straight to it. 39, start at verse number 13.
Said Job 39 and 13?
Yes, sir. The book of Job, chapter 39, and start at verse number 13. Because we got to talk about these mamas, man. And this ain't to sit up and just harp on the sisters, but this right here, you take your kid to the store, your kids to the store to get revenge or to exact an ass whipping on somebody, and both of their brains get blowed out while you running out of the store to avoid yours getting whipped too. That don't make no sense, man. Read that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 39 and verse 13.
Read out.
Gavest thou goodly wings unto the peacocks?
Mm-hmm.
Or wings and feathers unto the ostrich?
So he said, do you give goodly wings to the peacock? Or wings and feathers to the ostrich? Did you give these things? Read.
Which lended her eggs in the earth and warmed them in dust?
So an ostrich will go and leave her eggs in the earth, right? This is what she does. She has the eggs, and as they go in, then she takes the dirt and she covers over them. Read.
And forgotten that thy foot may crush them?
That whose foot?
That thy foot may crush them?
That her own foot would crush her young and kill her children. Why? Because she would be the ostrich that would take her kids to the darn store to fight somebody, not knowing what the situation was going to be in the end of things. She took her own kids to their death. And the Most High God made her sit there and watch her babies die on the ground because of her stupidity, because of her nurturing an evil spirit in her own kids, not taking care of her children the way the Most High God told her to.
That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy.
Let's finish reading this, man.
Or that the wild beast may break them.
Or that the wild beast, because this was when you go in the store and there's three of y'all come in to confront, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beastly nature is gonna come out of you.
Right.
I don't know if this was a Jake that shot him or if it was of another nation.
Uh-huh.
But the beast is gonna come out of you. So what did it say the wild beast did?
Said the wild beast may break them.
That the wild beast might break them, blow their brains out. Keep reading. Get that next verse.
She is hardened against her young ones.
She is hardened against her own young ones. How do you know? Because she didn't say, you know what? Y'all don't need to go up there to that store and mess with whoever that is. Y'all need to learn how to work this out. Y'all need to figure this thing out. Going up there trying to jump somebody ain't the way to do it.
Right.
This ain't smart. Read.
She is hardened against her young ones.
Her own mind is hardened against her daughters for not teaching them correctly. Read.
As though they were not hers.
She taught them like they wasn't even her own. She made them her own enemies because of the way that she taught them. Because we know how she taught them. Why? Because she drove them to the store and watched their brains get blown out while she ran out of the store.
Her labor is in vain without fear.
Her labor is in vain. She went up there with no fear.
And guess what? Lost her daughters over ignorance.
Over ignorance. 22 and 19.
22 and 19.
Don't make no sense. Hot Springs police said in a report that the fight was about an ongoing personal dispute.
Probably over some guy, man. Ain't no telling.
Bad hair.
Some ignorant. It wasn't worth it.
Stupid.
It never is.
Nah. The sister's mother have been identified by police, but her name was not released to the public. There are no details whether the shooter would be charged for the killings. Witness Stephen Sellers said in an interview that his customers were telling him about the shooting, but he brushed it off at first.
Wow.
He came in, mentioned some commotion over about a block away from where we were, and I kind of brushed it off. And another lady came in about 30 minutes to an hour later, and she said the same thing. Let's watch the video, man. Foolishness of our people.
Foolishness
man.
of our people, man.
This is cursed in the city. Small
Exactly.
town, big town. You know, it don't have to be a city like L.A. It don't have to be
Right,
Dallas.
right.
You know, the
Baltimore.
fourth largest metropolitan area in the
Right,
country.
right.
Now, this is happening in small town Arkansas,
Right,
man.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Most High God said we be scattered to the four corners of the earth.
That's
All
right.
So
Exactly.
it's everywhere. And it said this curses, the brothers were reading earlier, the curses would follow us. So it doesn't matter where we go, we will always be destroyed. We will
Right.
always be destroyed by the other nations and our own people.
Right.
All right.
Hey, if it won't play, man, we can go pay. Okay.
That's it.
Police have identified
Put
two
some
women
volume on
who
it.
died, Montieria Myers and her sister, Mernea Myers. Police say surveillance video shows the sisters along with another person going to Simply Unique Hair Beauty Supply to confront an employee. Police say it got physical, which ended with shots being fired and the two sisters being killed. The case is being presented to the prosecutor's office to determine if any charges will be filed. I'm Haley Brooks for Digital News Now.
Yeah, that's all they're going to say.
Lamentations 4 and 10. Lamentations 4 and 10. All right, because you're right, man. You're exactly right. We have to teach our sisters how to properly raise our kids by keeping the commandments in the faith of Christ. All right? Because why would you drive your babies to a store just so they can get destroyed?
Right.
That shows that, like you were saying, they have no parenting.
Right.
Please read.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 10. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children.
So you have soaked your children with hatred. You have soaked your children with drama. All right? You have soaked your children with worldly things that bring them no substance.
That's right.
Your children have no substance because you don't teach them the commandments. You don't teach them how beautiful they are.
Right.
All right? You don't teach them to wait on that king of a husband that's going to keep the commandments in the faith of Christ.
That's right.
That's what makes you an ostrich.
That's right.
That's what makes you an ostrich.
That's a curse in the city, being called a damn ostrich.
Yes.
That's a curse in the city.
And God called you an ostrich. We didn't call it. The Bible called you an ostrich. Black and Hispanic woman. Read on.
The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children.
The Most High is calling you pitiful. You are pitiful for not keeping the commandments. You are pitiful for not being an Israelite according to the Bible.
That's right.
All right? You are pitiful for not teaching your daughters how to conduct themselves, how to dress, how to act around people.
That's right.
And the other nations. They have no substance. Bring it out.
They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Right. So they got destroyed because of you.
Wow.
They got destroyed because of your foolishness.
Wow.
Because you want to be a 4A diva. Because you didn't want to keep the commandments, as I was saying earlier. You have to teach your kids substance.
Right.
You have to teach your kids why they are here.
Right.
You have to teach them they have a legacy, they have a heritage.
Right.
They don't need to be like the other nations.
Right.
What's the point? What's the point of being like somebody that's going to be put to death later?
Right.
What's the point? That means they're going to be put to death too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You have to teach your kids substance.
Right.
You have to teach your kids how special they are, as I was saying earlier. You have to.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're an ostrich. You're an ostrich according to the Bible. Thus saith the Lord thy God.
That's
Wake up,
right.
Israel.
Hey, let's jump up to verse number 3. Somebody
Check it
pull.
out.
Yeah. Jump up to verse number 3.
4 and
that.
3?
Yes, sir.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Even the sea monsters draw out the beast.
Even a sea monster feed her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Even a darn sea monster know to feed her kids. That's the basics, right? Read.
Says, even the sea monsters dry out the breast.
Uh-huh.
They give suck to their young ones.
Uh-huh.
The daughter of my people.
But the daughter of God's people, the daughters of God's people, read.
It's become cruel.
It's become cruel. How cruel? Cruel enough to let your kid think that her and her sister can go to somebody's job, right? When the scripture says that if a man has something in his house, you don't even go inside of a man's house to take back what he has of yours in his house. What makes you think that you can go to a person's job,
right,
and exact any type of revenge on them at their job?
Right.
They've become cruel. Read.
Like the ostrich in the wilderness.
Like the who?
Like the ostrich in the wilderness.
Like the ostrich in the darn wilderness.
And that feeding them milk, breast milk is another way of nurturing your child.
Right.
That's what it's doing when you're feeding them the milk according to the Bible. 10 minutes, you're feeding them the milk according to the Bible.
Right.
So what we're saying is true according to the Bible. What God's saying is true according to the Bible.
That's right.
Raise your kids in righteousness and not wickedness.
That's right.
All right? Stop teaching them that wearing, little clothing and being the loudest woman on the street is how to be a woman.
Right.
Because you're doing nothing but teaching them destruction and death when you're teaching them that.
Right. Right.
And I'm looking at these pictures of these young sisters, man. Those beautiful sisters.
Babies.
Mm-hmm. Babies. Mm-hmm. But even coming up, you don't go to nobody's house and fight. You don't go to nobody's house.
Nah.
You asking for death.
Right. That's a license for an ass whooping. Excuse my
that's
language.
100.
That's
Exactly.
a license for you don't come. You don't go where somebody is.
Right.
Let's go out, man. That story that pissed me off, man.
Yeah, it's been heavy. This whole show been taking me off, man.
Yeah.
Cursed in the
All right.
city.
That's why we need you to lighten it up at the end.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, we got something. Right?
Yeah, you got what you got for us, man?
We really got but like 5 minutes left. So.
You got 9 minutes left.
9 minutes left. Okay, let's go with this picture right here. Man. Let's go with this. There's a lot of stuff been going on, but hey, listen. Hey, sister,
right there.
here's what you don't want to do. Don't go to your beautician and ask for the noodle do. Don't ask for the Roman noodle do. The only way you get this if you sit in the tub for about 30 minutes and then curl up.
Are those beige curly fries?
That's romaine noodles. That's the romaine noodle do.
Wow.
And the only way sisters get it, you got to soak in the tub for about 3 minutes. Real hot.
Bro,
Come
where
on,
you
man.
find this?
Hey, man, come on, man. Our sisters got to do better, man. We got to do better.
And we wonder why we a damn proverb, a byword, and everything else, man. 'Cause
You have extra large noodles on your head. That's why you're a proverb in the Bible.
Why she sitting in there with the bubbles and everything?
and she
though,
really,
man?
she looking down, really think she cute too. I'm finna kill him with this. Ooh.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, I'm finna kill him.
Girl, I am so cruel. Look at me. I
got this noodle, dude.
You can't
I'm
tell
the
me
first
I
one
ain't
with
looking
it.
good, girl.
You know she only going to attract thugs. Cats
Right,
just got out the joint. You know how they like them noodles in
Hell
the joint.
yeah.
You know them thugs like them noodles. They've been locked up about 5 years. Hey, girl, let me see them noodles. Is them noodles?
That's the spread, huh?
Is that noodle dude?
We spread tonight.
Wow.
All right, man. We tried to lighten it up, man. We tried to lighten it up a little.
Okay, man.
And you know what? Akbaram told me a couple of years back, man, he used to get with sisters like this, man. Repentance, man. Thank the Lord for repentance, brother.
Let
'Cause
me
you almost
find
got caught up with a what?
A chick with the noodle dude.
With a chick with the noodle dude, man.
Dang.
But all praise for repentance, man. We-
all
Seven
praise.
years, I got out against you, bro.
Your brother's gonna go out now.
Truth, shame the devil, man. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
All praises.
Looking for that romaine noodle dude.
Oh my gosh, this
All
man.
right, officer.
He's single, y'all. He's single.
Yeah, right.
That's why I threw it out there. That's why I'm trying to help you out. You better take it. You better take
With
it.
the noodle
All
doodle?
praises.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Right. Well, hopefully the sister repent, man. So what you think, officer? What you think about the show?
I don't-
Glad to
man,
have you back.
Shoot, when they do that, man, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Glad to have us back.
Most of them, Lord knoweth.
Yeah.
Lord knows.
Officer, you gonna take us out of this thing? You got something to add?
No, that I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
But all praise to the Most High. I'm Lord's will. I'm gonna try to get it at least, man, once a month, man.
Yes,
If I
sir.
can do
All
once a
praises.
month, I'll be good, man.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
But all praise to the Most High for another good show, man. I had to step out for a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. Take care of business. But,
Yes, sir.
Man, I ain't got nothing else. I could just sit up and talk for another 2 minutes, but
Right.
it get awkward quickly. So
Right. All praises.
anything
Just
else?
close it out.
Yeah.
All right.
You got it.
Well, if nothing else, all praise to the Most High for another good show. Lord's will will be back next Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
We'll have
Lord's will.
we'll have a title for y'all. Something crazy will come out.
Right.
Trump gonna say something ignorant as hell.
Right.
One of these Edomites gonna do something crazy.
Right.
Jake gonna do something retarded.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows? But Lord's will, we'll see y'all back here next Tuesday. Y'all are tuned into In the Scripts Reloaded.
You're listening to In the Scripts.
I think you going reprobate.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah. Before every enterprise we sought counsel. And the way you acting now, it's not like it. See, I'd rather leave than to start fighting. Unequally yoked is what the words say. Railing for railing, that's not my foreplay. Stay together, do what the songs say. Bonnie ain't collide with Clyde, now we in the hallways. We all make mistakes, but don't get excuse to do it. We all in the race, and everyone's a winner. But staying with a reprobate mind will keep you off track. And you don't wanna backslide.
Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, think you gon' reprobate.